Hello, this is Dr. Road. If you have recently purchased the Shimano Di2 group set, or if you have not yet installed the smartphone app or signed up for Shimano's eTube membership, this video will be a helpful guide to the Shimano Di2 group set. Let's start with the very first tip. On the back of the Shimano dual control lever, you'll find the brake stroke adjustment screw. By loosening or tightening it, you can adjust the brake lever position. If your hands are large or small, turn this screw to adjust the reach. The second tip is how to check the battery level of the dual control lever. Next to the lever, you'll find two small buttons. Press and hold one of these buttons for about 1 second and a light will turn on or off. Green means the battery is above 11%. Red means the battery is below 10%. In that case, you should replace the battery immediately. If no light comes on at all, the battery has run out completely. Now, let's see how to replace the coin battery in the Shimano dual control lever. First, remove the hood cover at the front. Then use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the cover screw. Next, slide the cover to the side and you'll see the coin battery inside the socket. Push the coin battery to the side and it will pop out. If it's stuck, you can attach adhesive tape on top of the battery and pull it out. This system uses a CR1632 coin battery. It's better to order it in advance from an online marketplace. Once you have a new battery ready, insert it into the socket with the plus sign facing upward. Close the cover, tighten the screw, and put the hood cover back on. The battery replacement is complete. Next, let's check the Shimano Di2 main battery level. Open the charging port on the rear derailleur and connect the charging cable. A light will indicate the charging status. If the blue light is on, it means charging is in progress. If the red light is blinking, there is a charging error, usually caused by a battery problem. If the light is off, charging is complete. After charging, close the rear derailleur charging cover. Now, let's see another way to check the main Di2 battery level. On the rear derailleur, you'll find a small button called the function button. Press it briefly once and you can check the battery level. If a red light stays on for 3 seconds, the battery is below 25%. If the green light blinks 8 times, it means the battery is below 50%. If the green light stays on for more than 3 seconds, it means the battery is above 50%. Since lithium-ion batteries degrade quickly when over-discharged, make sure to recharge immediately if the red light appears. Next, let's talk about changing the riding mode. There are 3 modes: manual shift mode, S1 semi-synchronized shift mode, and S2 synchronized shift mode. The operation is very simple. Double press the function button on the rear derailleur. If the blue light blinks once, it's manual shift mode. Both the front and rear derailleurs can only be shifted manually. This is the mode I most recommend for riders who often ride steep climbs and descents, or those who are used to mechanical group sets. If the light blinks twice, it's S1 semi-synchronized shift mode. When you shift the front derailleur, the rear derailleur automatically shifts to balance the gear ratio. Normally, when shifting the front gear, you'd also adjust the rear by 2 cogs. This mode automates that process. If you're new to road bikes, I recommend using this mode. It becomes very fast and convenient once you get used to it. If the light blinks 3 times, it's S2, synchronized shift mode. When you shift the rear derailleur, the system automatically shifts the front derailleur for you. This way, you don't need to manually operate the front derailleur. If you enjoy time trial riding on flat terrain, I recommend this mode. But personally, I found this mode the most inconvenient on road bikes. It often shifts unexpectedly, causing the front gear to change during sudden accelerations or decelerations, which can make you lose your rhythm. Still, it can be fun to try from time to time when you want to change your riding style. For Ultegra and Dura-Ace, a junction box can be installed at the drop bar ends. You can use its function button for mode changes and also charge the battery. That's very convenient, right? For touring bikes, the junction box may also be mounted on the top tube or down tube. If you've bought a new bike, don't want to bother with complicated settings, or suddenly find that your shifting isn't working properly, perhaps after changing wheel sets during a race, you may need to quickly adjust the derailleur position. This function is also useful when your smartphone battery is dead and you can't pair with the app, so it's good to know it as a basic feature. First, shift the rear derailleur so the chain is on a middle gear. Press and hold the function button on the rear derailleur for about 3 seconds until the yellow light comes on. Then press the right dual lever button and the rear derailleur will move slightly, allowing you to fine-tune its position. Align the derailleur so that the chain line is perfectly straight. Once it's aligned, press the function button for 1 second to turn off the yellow light. Repeat this process for other gears if necessary. You can adjust just the largest and smallest cogs, or go through all of them. Once shifting works smoothly in manual mode, the rear derailleur adjustment is complete. Now let's adjust the front derailleur manually. This process has 3 steps. Step 1. Shift to the largest chainring in the front and the smallest cog in the rear. Press and hold the function button on the rear derailleur for about 3 seconds until the yellow light comes on. Press the left dual lever button to move the front derailleur slightly side to side. Adjust the outer plate of the front derailleur so that the gap to the chain is 0.5 to 1 millimeter. Once aligned, press the function button for 1 second to turn off the yellow light. Step 2. Shift to the largest chainring in the front and the largest cog in the rear. Rotate the crank to complete the shift. Then press and hold the function button on the rear derailleur for 3 seconds until the yellow light comes on. Press the left dual lever button to move the front derailleur slightly. Adjust the inner plate of the derailleur so that the gap to the chain is 0 to 0.5 millimeters. Once aligned, press and hold the function button for 1 second to turn off the yellow light. Step 3. Shift to the smallest chainring in the front and the largest cog in the rear. Rotate the crank to complete the shift, then press and hold the function button on the rear derailleur for 3 seconds until the yellow light comes on. Adjust the inner plate of the front derailleur so that the gap to the chain is 0 to 0.5 millimeters. Once aligned, press and hold the function button for 1 second to turn off the yellow light. Now the process is complete. We have learned how to manually adjust the Shimano Di2 system. For the adjustment method using the eTube smartphone app, please watch this video here. Now enjoy your ride. Thank you.